You're the designer of the arch, correct?
Yes, I'm the designer for the archway.
When was this built?
1986.
86. And it's pretty big. It goes over 2 lanes or 4 lanes of traffic, actually.
Yeah, the total span 75 feet.
Uh-huh. And what is the design? This is you have here an example of the materials. What is the material, the basic material that we see on the outside?
That's a ceramic tile. Okay, this is special glazed. The yellow color symbol the royalty, and the archway has colors. The roof tile, the green color is symbol of recreation.
Mm-hmm.
Government buildings,
Mm-hmm.
and the yellow tile is symbol royalty. Is the emperor of China can only use yellow tile.
Mm-hmm.
The rest people cannot use. Rest the presence uses black tile.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a cultural element which is a symbol of different classes of people who live in this building. And who you can use this is only the royal family.
Okay, it's a very noisy area, but lots of people see this every day. They pass under it. And do you think that people understand the significance of the arch?
I think the original the arch is try to be the centerpiece of Chinatown.
Mm-hmm.
And try to be a focal point for tourists to come here. And this is also a lot of urban design consideration, and also the tourism for Chinatown, and to make sure all of the tourists that like to visit this arch as the only monument for District of Columbia.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason they do this is try to attract tourists come here and to generate all the Chinese restaurants, business, all the business here, and get more people involved with the business, buying things, buying the Chinese goods, and that's original the reason to build the Chinatown arch.
Wow.
And it happened to be that time the Beijing government and Washington D.C. signed the city agreement. So they think this archway is going to be the symbol of the two cities, called the Friendship Arch, and that's 1984 when Marion Barry, the mayor of Washington D.C., and I was accompanying him to Beijing, and we signed an agreement. And then finally, they sent an official and the director and negotiated with us to build this archway here.
Uh-huh. Now, this is a very significant year as far as China-U.S. relations because the Summer Olympics is taking place in Beijing.
Yes, actually this is 1984 and today is almost to 2008. It's almost end of 2007.
Mm-hmm.
This is a lot of changes. Beijing getting very rich by now. And that time, 1984, people don't even have meat on the table.
Mm-hmm.
And this is total changes. China is growing much faster, and Beijing city is getting much bigger. Mm-hmm. And Washington D.C. will, because of confound with the size of the territory, we only have 5,000 acres here.
Mm-hmm. How many people do you think of Chinese origin actually live in the D.C. area?
In total, D.C. area is different from Chinatown. Mm-hmm. I think it's probably less than 10,000 people. Mm-hmm. And Chinatown is not really like before. And a lot of Chinese are getting rich, and the children become lawyers and doctors. They don't want to stay in Chinatown, and that's before. Chinatown in early time is the Chinese can get together because they don't speak English. Mm-hmm. And there's also the problem with Chinatown is a lot of people try to help each other because they don't know the law. They cannot deal with the white people in Chinatown, in the city, so they need a mutual assistance. That's which we create a Chinatown. Mm-hmm. Right now, the second, third generation, they are all become very good engineers, architects, and lawyers, medical doctors. They no longer involve the restaurant business or laundry business used to be. And they all live in the suburbs, so become more, affluent people, integrate the main society, the American society, integrated into American society. Mm-hmm. Many Chinese, the second, third generation married to American, and they no longer identify themselves as just a pure Chinese.
Mm-hmm. So now you decided to stay in the district. and not to move to the suburbs.
Mm.
You have a vested interest in the district and what goes on here.
The reasons I come to Washington D.C. originally we tried to organize Chinatown, planning Chinatown in New York City, and we found that Chinatown here is very small and easy to do a planning for a demonstration project. That's 1971. That's why, come from New York City to try to help save Chinatown. And that time, the Chinatown was geared by the Congress to be the sports arena, and and then they're going to erase Chinatown. And then with our group effort, which we call it Chinatown Planning Design Group, that's why founded in New York, I come down Washington D.C. to do Chinatown here to save Chinatown. We are very successfully to retain Chinatown from the Thomas Gray, the Public Works Committee of Congress, to save Chinatown, so Chinatown still exists here today.
Mm-hmm. But do you think that most people who come through here recognize the importance of the background in Chinatown being here for so long? I mean, because it almost seems like it's more of an international village. We have Mexican restaurants, we have legal seafoods now, we have the MCI Arena, and there seems to be a few Chinese businesses, but not as many.
Well, this is, I think, it's a failure of the city, which we have a law, which is Public Law 5-76, retention and enhance Chinatown. Because Chinatown is the only ethnic cultural, community here that time. And then, unfortunately, there's a lot of developer eye on this Chinatown because it's the downtown expansion, which has become part of downtown.
Mm-hmm.
So they needed space, they can make money here, so they push the Chinese people out.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of Chinese restaurants, which is originally about 24, and then right now it's less than a dozen here because you use a tremendous of Chinese business here. They all been moved to the suburban to Maryland, especially in the Rockville area.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a shame because the city should retain Chinatown. And so far, we have done a lot of work on this Chinatown with design, urban design studies. We have a law which protects Chinatown, and this regulation from the Chinatown Steering Committee, which is to review all of the design, everything's on Chinatown.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, we only have the, kind of called it outside the shell, have a lot of things been affected by the urban design study.
Mm-hmm.
And the regulation about, let's say, for example, every 20 feet have Chinese lantern. Okay, every 200 square feet have Chinese hydraulic sign, which is symbol all the year of the horse, year of the tiger, year of the snake.
Mm-hmm.
And those things is probably no other Chinatown has that kind of urban design elements.
Really? Even New York or
Even New
San
York.
Francisco?
San Francisco they don't have.
Mm.
Including in Beijing, they don't have the design elements,
Mm-hmm.
which we're very proud of. We can save all these things. Right now, only those elements still exist, but this is only physical.
Mm-hmm.
But intrinsically, been taken over, as you said, about legal seafood place,
Mm-hmm.
The Ruby Tuesday, and all the shops turned to be, the typical American suburban town.
Right, Fuddruckers and Starbucks, etc.
Yeah, exactly. So this is a new shame. And the city, we try to engage the city right now to see they can revitalize Chinatown. And then there's a movement doing this. And we try to get the money from the city to do a cultural study of Chinatown.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And you're leading that, right?
I'm the with this group to do these things right now, and but we hope it's not too late, to save the Chinatown and try to see any developers interested to engage to bring the more Chinese elements into China.
But at the same time, it seems as though that this is a success, though. I mean, there are lots of people coming to 7th Street, and some people might argue that why should you save it if it's already successful economically?
The real reason that we believe this is a demonstration of Chinese people has lived here before, and a demonstration, and even not that much Chinese restaurants business here, but it's a symbol of the one part of history of the Washington D.C.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, I think, should be preserved. And it's just Chinatown originally tried thinking, as Georgetown or the Adams Morgan area, there's going to be some fabricated of the city, which I think this should be some kind of historical elements as well as cultural elements and also emotional elements for a lot of people.